LEIGHTDICKEY.com. Do you have an event or occasion coming up that could use a special touch? Perhaps a wedding, a production, a show? Good! Then you're in luck. Hayley Moores is who you're looking for. Hayley is a makeup artist in the Toronto, Ontario area, specializing in bridal, glam, natural, and special effects. She's incredibly talented, professional, easy to work with, and has a personality that is second to none. To book Hayley Moores today, follow her on Instagram at mad_milash, that's MAD_MILASH, or email her at madmilash, again, that's MADMILASH @gmail.com. Book Hayley Moores today, you'll be glad you did. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. Do you find yourself reminiscing on what life was like when you were younger? Do your favorite songs, movies, and TV shows instantly take you back to a simpler time? Great! Then you're in the right place. Join me, Leigh Dickey, on my new web series and podcast, Yo Nostalgia, where I cover everything you grew up with. From films and toys to fads and trends, Yo Nostalgia has it all. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are available. Follow along on social media at Yo Nostalgia Show to keep up on this time-traveling trip. Yo Nostalgia, breathing new life into your memories, available everywhere now. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. Do you enjoy good conversation? Are you a person with many passions? Perfect. Then the Beats and Speaks podcast is for you. Join me, Leigh Dickey, every Friday for stories and interviews about everyday life with everyday people about everyday things. Everyone has a story, and I just want to help them tell it. The Beats and Speaks podcast, your everyday life, everyday stories, everyday people, comedy and entertainment audio joyride. Subscribe and download on LEIGHTDICKEY.com, Leigh Dickey TV on YouTube, and your favorite podcast app. The Beats and Speaks podcast, available everywhere now. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. LEIGHTDICKEY.com. What's going on, everybody? Leigh Dickey here. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Beats and Speaks podcast. Today, this week, I want to give you my opinion on food competitions, specifically like the ones you see on TV, like MasterChef or anything from the Food Network, Chopped, etc., etc. But before we get into my opinion on certain network food competition shows, I want to tell you where you can find the Beats and Speaks podcast. Of course, new episodes of the Beats and Speaks podcast are released every single Friday on my official website, LEIGHTDICKEY.com, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and wherever podcasts are available. We're on YouTube as well under Leigh Dickey TV, so please do comment, like, share, and subscribe wherever you find your podcast, and on YouTube as well. But all information can be found at my official website, LEIGHTDICKEY.com. To follow along on social media, please do at LEIGHTDICKEY. Send your comments, questions, and guest requests to LEIGHTDICKEY@gmail.com. Rate us 5 stars and leave us reviews too if you would. You can do that on my Facebook page over at LEIGHTDICKEY.com or on your favorite podcast app and player of choice. All right, now that all that housekeeping is out of the way, let's get into the real main event, get into why you are here, and that is my opinion on food competition shows, specifically the ones you see on TV right here on the Beats and Speaks podcast. All right, so yes, my opinion on food competition shows, the ones that you see on TV, whether they're on the Food Network or on over-the-air regular network TV like MasterChef or Hell's Kitchen, etc., etc. So my real opinion on food competition shows is I'm not a trained chef. I did not go to culinary school. The only thing I know about food is basically how to eat it. I like to eat. Yes, I can cook. It's enough to get me by, but I am not a trained chef or trained cook. I just happen to do things by feel and if I like the way food tastes and feels, I'm probably going to eat it. But from what I've seen from the Food Network or Fox, because they air a lot of Gordon Ramsay's stuff, whether it's MasterChef or Hell's Kitchen, these competitions, say, or these competition type shows, say like Iron Chef or Guys Grocery Games or again Hell's Kitchen or MasterChef, it seems like it's a matter of taste. Yes, they're going to lay out the challenge in front of you, but when it comes to the food, it just seems like it's a matter of taste because, say, something overcooks a little bit, somebody might like something a little more charred. Somebody might not like that. Oh, these noodles are a bit too al dente for me. And it's just, food in itself is a language, but it's something that's also a matter of taste. Personally, I can't eat shellfish or seafood. It just does not agree with me. I can't eat fish. It won't agree with me, right? That doesn't mean that it's bad for me. In an instance, yes, it actually is because I'm allergic to it. But my point is, just because I might not like a certain food group, say, or a certain ingredient, that doesn't mean it's bad, right? And I understand that everything judged on these shows is pretty much put under a microscope because these guys are sort of culinary juggernauts. They know what they're doing. They've done this for a while. Like if Alex Cornicelli was like, I don't like the char on your, say, corn. Okay, that's your opinion, and that's great. And she has the right to that opinion, and she's got the right to judge me because food is her life. The same thing with Bobby Flay, or the same thing with Guy Fieri. If they said, I don't like whatever about your dish, you have the right to judge me on it because food is your life. You know this more than I would. You've been through the trenches. You put in the time. You put in the effort. Food is your life. Cool. I agree with that. Just take what they tell me and learn from it, right? I'm all for that. But it just seems like it's a matter of taste when it comes to these shows. I didn't like the char you had on your vegetables. The polenta was a little too runny. I probably wouldn't have deep fried an oyster, right? But it seems like it's a matter of taste. Like, yeah, I understand that with the challenges they put in front of you. I mean, if you ever have watched Guys Grocery Games or, anything from the Food Network or Chopped, say, that's another popular show that I do love. It's pretty much, here are your list of ingredients. Here are the challenges we put in front of you. This is what we want you to make up with said ingredients and challenges. Go. Same thing with like Cutthroat Kitchen, right? And you're going to get to use certain ingredients. You can only shop with whatever utensils he gives you, or he's going to throw you a curveball like marshmallow fluff is one of the popular ones I see on Guys Grocery Games all the time. And you have to figure out, how am I going to use that and still make this look and feel and eat like a cohesive dish? Like, how am I supposed to do this and make it seem like it's supposed to be there, right? How am I going to make this work? And that's all that they expect of you, is just, here's your challenge, make it work, do the best that you can. And I think that that's what everybody does. But again, food is a language, and yes, it's a language of taste, and it's a matter of taste. So I might not like spinach. Somebody might love it. I might not like, the edges of my steak crispy. Somebody would, right? I can't say that their opinion is wrong because they like their steak a little more well done than I would. Or I can't say that having burnt bits or like a char on like a corn on the cob is a bad thing when somebody will love it. It's just because it seems like it's a matter of taste. You'll hear it all the time if you watch these shows that, oh, well, it was a bit too much of this for me, or I liked it this way that other person didn't like it. So I find that in a way you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because you can't ever please everybody. And that's just how life is. You can't please all three judges, and you have to come to an agreement of some sort. And of course, you can't please every person you run into. You're not going to get along with every person you come across in your life, but you've got to be able to be comfortable with the choices you make and the decisions you make to continue to move forward. And I think that that's another thing that I take away from these culinary cooking competition shows, whether it be Hell's Kitchen or MasterChef or Chopped or Guys Grocery Games or anything on the Food Network, Iron Chef, etc., etc. I think that it's sort of like, here's a fork in the road, which way do you go? You know, and I love how if you watch Guys Grocery Games, like they often come to, okay, well, this was done well on this person's dish, this was done well on someone else's dish, but they missed out on X, Y, or Z here, and then this person missed out on ABC over here. So, whose would you order again? What would you rather eat again? And I find that is often the final decision maker. That is that little thing to get you over the finish line and get you on to the next round. It's, okay, so whose would you order again? Whose would you eat again? And what are these little minute things? Because these guys are authorities in the world of food. What would you change, or what advice would you give them to change it, right? And sometimes it's not even like something you did wrong. It's something that somebody else did just that much better. And don't get me wrong, I love food competition shows simply because I love food. Like, who doesn't love to eat? If you don't love to eat, you're lying to yourself. I love food. It doesn't matter what it is. If I can eat it, I'm going to shovel it through my word hole, down my esophagus, and then digest the whole deal. And then, life just takes its course. And that's just how it is. But, after watching years of the Food Network and getting more of an appreciation for what these guys go through, whether you're like somebody like an Alex Cornicelli or a Marcus Samuelsson or Mark Murphy or Justin Warner, whoever, right, or a Gordon Ramsay. These guys put art on a plate, sometimes under immense pressure, whether you've been on like Iron Chef, like Bo McMillan, or, it doesn't matter, but they've been under immense pressure and they're tasked with, here is your challenge, this is your goal, complete it, go, right? That's their challenge, and they do the best they can, which, as a fan, I'm thankful for. But I think in certain instances, food is a matter of taste. I might not like carrots. Somebody else will love carrots. I might not like fish. Somebody else will love it, right? Someone might not love pineapple on pizza. I personally love pineapple on pizza, okay? Some people might think that's the ultimate cardinal sin. I think that's heaven. Give me having pineapple on a pizza any day of the week. But that's just my opinion on these food competition shows, whether they be something like MasterChef or Chopped or Guys Grocery Games or any sort of food competition show like Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is, from what I can see, absolutely brutal because Gordon Ramsay puts you through the ringer. But then again, I've never been involved in something like that. I'm not even sure I'd want to be involved in a situation like that because he lets it rip for the camera, and I don't know whether he just plays that up for ratings or that's just legitimately him because he wants these guys to do the best they can, so that side of him comes out. Still, I think it's a brutal show, and from what I've heard some contestants say, yes, it can be brutal. Same thing with Iron Chef, same thing with MasterChef, or even like these Food Network shows like Chopped or Guys Grocery Games. They can be brutal and grueling, but the cream always rises to the top. But there you go, my opinion on these television show food competition type programs. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Of course, this has been the Beats and Speaks podcast. I have been Leigh Dickey, and I am signing off. But before I go, please do find us on your favorite podcast app and player of choice: iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, my official website, LEIGHTDICKEY.com, and wherever podcasts are available. We're also on YouTube, so go subscribe to us too at Leigh Dickey TV on YouTube. Sorry. And follow along with us on social media at Leigh T. Dickey. Send your comments, questions, and guest requests to LeighTDickey@gmail.com. All right, lastly, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all and talk to you all next Friday for a brand new episode of the Beats and Speaks podcast. I've been Leigh Dickey. This has been the Beats and Speaks podcast, and I am signing off. Have a great one. We'll talk to you next week. Peace. LEIGHTDICKEY.com